Hey, welcome back. Man, it's been so long since I uploaded or recorded a video. It's been quite busy. It's been a busy time. I haven't been extremely busy. I've just been slightly lazy. But also we had Golden Week, which is a week here in Japan that is filled with national holidays, like back to back. So I managed to get about 10 or 11 days off from work. And I went on a trip to to Taiwan. I think I want to go to Thailand. That's what I'm thinking about then. To Taiwan, I should make a video about that, and I think you guys will like it. I'll give you a different perspective about Taiwan, especially to South Africans who, might have never thought of going to Taiwan before. I did meet some not South Africans. I met people from Eswatini, from Swaziland, in Taiwan, which was quite random, but also quite lovely at the same time. Anyway, I'm back. It's been a while. I'm really happy to be back to get a little bit of therapy. I call these sessions my therapy sessions, where I can just sit in front of the camera and chat to you guys. For all those that are new, I make these videos, or I recently started making videos about my life here in Japan. I don't know why it took so long, 9 years, and only now I start making videos about my experiences here in Japan, sharing with you guys how I live, what I eat, what I do, etc. Still quite new, only a few episodes in, but please do like and subscribe. Let's grow the channel together and see where we can go from here. Recording these videos is quite fun, but also challenging at the same time. Sometimes I don't even feel up to recording. Sometimes I'm too busy and planning trips or going on trips that I actually forget that I have a podcast or a channel. But anyway, I'm here, and today's topic, I stumbled across this video of a girl saying the things that she learned about herself. And then I was thinking, oh my goodness, I need to do something like that. The things I have learned about myself since moving abroad. And I racked my brain back and forth thinking, what have I learned about myself since moving abroad, specifically here in Japan? And I couldn't come up with anything. But yeah, seriously, I was thinking long and hard. I thought about what I could have possibly learned about myself. And I couldn't come up with things. At least I couldn't come up with enough content to talk to the camera for about 5 minutes or so. If there's one thing that I have learned about myself, is that I have been very sure and certain about myself from a very young age. I do not know why, but I have known myself from a very, very young age, who I am, what I want, what I like, and what I don't like. And it's pretty much still the same now. It sounds like I am a stagnant, non-changing, maybe a little bit of a boring person. And I want to agree, yeah. What you see is what you get. I am quite unpredictable though, Sometimes what you see, you get a little bit more than that. But honestly, you guys need to help me out. Again, the video that I saw of this girl, she said she learned that she actually doesn't like people. And I'm like, how do you only learn that now? Those things you figure out like from being 9 years old or 12 years old. No, okay. Stop. I'm not gonna laugh at people who are figuring themselves. We are all different people, Some people are figuring things out as they go. Some of us are blessed with having figured it out from the minute I jumped out of that womb, But since I couldn't think of things that I have been learning about myself, or that I have learned about myself since moving to Japan, or I don't know, since the beginning of time, I thought, well, why don't I talk about 5 ways or 5 things that have changed about me since moving abroad? Yeah, that sounded like something doable. So here we go. Let's start. Number 1. And this one is specifically related to Japan. I think I could have moved to the United States and that would have never changed. But number 1 is punctuality. Wow, I am so punctual these days. It is unbelievable. And also, I really, really want other people to be punctual when it comes to matters that involve me. So for example, if I invite you out for lunch and I say, let's meet at 2:30 or let's be there at 3 o'clock, please be there at 3 o'clock. 10 past 3, I can take that, 5-10 minutes late, I can take. But African time, whoa. Man, that grinds my nipples. That makes me pull my hair out. That is something that has totally changed about me. When I lived in South Africa, I could not give a rat's bum about what time you arrive. If you told me, hey man, I'll be there now, and you arrive now also is a South African thing. I'll be there now. Now means I'll be there indefinitely. Eventually, I'll be there. So when I lived in South Africa, that was absolutely fine, absolutely acceptable. I lived by those principles as well. And I think I used to do the same. I would tell someone, oh yeah, let's meet for drinks. I'll arrive at around 4:30. Next thing, it's 4:55 or even 6 o'clock. And I'm like, I'm on the way. I got stuck in traffic or I was busy with something. And that would be totally fine. South Africans are very flexible in that way. We understand. I think so. At least I think so. My friends back home, we were very flexible with our time. But now, man, I cannot stand it. I cannot. And I've noticed that I have changed in this direction so much in that I give people like strikes. I'll give you one chance. Fine. You are late. It's okay. I don't even care why you are late. I let it go. The second time I will tell you and we will talk about it. I'll be like, hey man, or hey ma'am, hey girl, whatever. Respect my time. You got to understand, here in Japan, if you are 5 minutes early, you are late. So you got to be on time. And that influence has really sunk in on me. I cannot stand people who arrive late at whatever, like at a meeting when I am trying to hang out with them. And I've noticed when they do that, after strike 2, so strike 1, I don't even care. We don't even talk about it. I'm just be like, yeah, you late, cool. The second time, then I address it. And I'm like, hey, please respect my time, yeah? If we say, let's meet at 2, let it be 2. If you're going to be late, tell me in advance you're going to be late so that I can also be late or I can anticipate and do other things in the meantime, right? I mean, that's very sensible. The third time, if you arrive late the third time, trust me, I will leave. If you say, let's meet in Shimokitazawa at 2:30 and then it's 2:35 and it's 2:40, luckily, I'm one of those people. I can buy a drink and have it by myself and just relax while I wait out. I can do that, but I have a limit. I can't do that beyond 3 times. If you are late for the third or fourth time, man, I tell you, I will leave without even telling you. Especially if you're not communicating, if you're not telling me, hey, I'm running late, or hey, hang tight, I'll be there, this and this is happening. And I know a bunch of people have this thing of, instead of being honest and saying, yo, I'm running late, they'll tell you, oh, I'm on the train, it's stuck somewhere. Like Japanese trains get stuck. Except when people jump off the train. Jump in front of the train. But yeah, punctuality is, did I say punctuality? Punctuality, man. You see, my accent is, okay, we'll talk about this accent thing a little bit later. Punctuality, timeliness. Being there at the time that you promised you would be there, or at the time that you said that you would be there. And I do it. Ask many of my friends. I am always on time. Usually when I hang out with people, I'm the one to arrive first. And if I'm going to be late, I tell people in advance. I tell you an hour in advance, hey, I am running late. Because here in Japan, man, we work on schedule. The train is always on time. So if you put it on Google Maps where you are going, you can even tell the person, hey, this train that I'm going to catch or that I'm on is going to arrive at this time. So why can't you just do that? Yeah, I've heard all the excuses. Oh, I'm 4 stops away. I'm like, don't tell me you're 4 stops away. Tell me your ETA. What time are you arriving here? Yeah, punctuality is number one thing that has changed about me. In South Africa, man, I was very nonchalant about that. And I remember I started actually in South Africa being on time because of the type of work that I do. I work for a TV station and I work for the news. And we rely on time. Like time is everything. I even count time in seconds. I remember we used to be like, oh, headlines are coming up in 30 seconds. And I knew, okay, 30 seconds, 15 seconds will take me to put my microphone on and bang, I'm ready in front of the screen. It started there. But here in Japan, it's gotten a lot worse because in Japan, you have to be early. You have to be on time. If you are late, man, forget it. Once I was late in Nagasaki for those that do not know, I used to teach English in Nagasaki. And I was once late for school. Our work time at school between 8 and 5, I think, or 8 and 4 p.m., 8 in the morning, 4 p.m. in the afternoon. And I was once late by like 15 minutes. I missed my bus. I get to school at 8:15 instead of 7:55. And they made me take 1 hour leave. They made me take 1 hour leave because I was late. They said, work starts at 8, you're here at 8:15, which means that first hour is gone, dog. So since then, I have changed my ways. And this has become my way as well. I cannot stand people who run late. One of my videos, I had I'm going to throw flowers. So I'm going to give flowers to my very close friend, Tabo, who left to South. That guy used to drive me up the wall. Tabo was always late. Tabo, I know you know. Man, that guy was always late. But I tolerated Tabo because at least he used to communicate. And he used to tell me, oh, I am running late. You know how I am. Please be patient. And I think if we are not that close, you and I, if you're not my mom or if you're not someone very, very close to me, 3 strikes. The third strike, you'll just be surprised. I don't invite you to things anymore. I don't ask you out for lunch or let's meet up somewhere. Or even if I do, I will give you an hour ahead. I'll tell you, let's meet at 12. Meantime, I am planning to meet you at 1 p.m. Sometimes there's something in my eye now. Sometimes to mitigate or actually to kind of bring myself back to my Africanness is I force myself to be late to events. Like when my friends say, oh, hey, we're going to have a cookout or we're going to have a braai, barbecue, whatever, and we're starting at 3 p.m. Man, sometimes I force myself. I tell myself, do not leave. So that I get there 20, 30 minutes late just to bring myself back to my Africanness. But that is not something that I do frequently. In my subconscious now, being timely is the new me. It is the new me. I'm hardly ever late. If you disagree, well, it has nothing to do with me. That's number one. Yeah, punctuality, man. I do not like being late. I do not like people who are late. Like when we hang out and I say, hey, let's meet. Jesse as well is one of those people. I tell Jesse, hey man, let's go grab a beer. Homie arrives 3 hours after the initial time that we discussed, that we agreed upon. But luckily for Jesse, he's one of those people that are special in my books. So he can be late. But if your name is Vando and you are late, you're going to be scratched off the list. Just watch. But yeah, that is number one thing that has changed about me since moving abroad. Because I know in South Africa, we were so nonchalant, we were so chilled. But this is the new me in Japan. In Japan, I am not late and I do not like people being late. For sure. Number two thing, or the second thing that has changed about me is like space, house space, accommodation, my apartment. I used to enjoy having a big place, like 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms and a living room, like South African style. You all know when you're buying an apartment in South Africa, you want it to be spacious. You want it to be more rooms. You want it to be able to host people or have people stay over. Yeah, that is so changed about me now. And I think it is because of Japan. If I was maybe living in the United States where there's enough room, maybe the only thing that would stop me from getting a big place is the affordability of it. But I've learned that here in Japan, we don't really need that much space. You don't. And this, how I learned this, or the first time, it was like a rude awakening thing that happened to me. When I moved from South Africa to Japan, I didn't know where I was going to stay, right? But the Board of Education, the people I was going to work for in Nagasaki, they found apartments for us. And I remember this lady sending me an email saying, "Oh, we found you a bachelor apartment. It's so big, lovely room. It has a balcony, and you're going to love it." And I'm like, "Okay, great. I'm leaving this apartment that I have in South Africa, which is big enough. I had 2 carports. Who needs 2 carports when you only have 1 car? I had 2 bathrooms and I only have 1 ass. What do I need 2 bathrooms for? I guess 1 for the guests and 1 for me. But I mean, there's no difference between me and my guests. Anybody can use the same bathroom, which is the case here in Japan. In Japan, I don't even have a bathroom. I have a mini bathroom. But yeah, so in Nagasaki, I moved into this. I get to Nagasaki and they take me to this apartment. I'm very excited. I'm like, I'm going to go see this beautiful one room or bachelor size apartment. And I'm like, yeah, in my head, I'm like, yeah, start making changes from my South African lifestyle to here. And I get here, dog, matchbox. Well, it was so small. Oh, it was so tiny. Yeah, everything. Literally, my balcony in South Africa was bigger than my entire apartment in Japan. It's just 1 room and then a small, tiny little kitchenette thing. And the stove is only 1 plate. 1 plate. You cook. I remember I used to cook. I love cooking. I cook at home most of the time. I would cook pasta, until it's done, take it off, and then cook sausage or, I don't know, ground beef, minced meat. I would cook minced meat. Yeah, on the side. So then I can have, bolognese or something. Yeah, cooking took long because it's only 1 stove, only 1 plate. Yeah, man, that was such a shock. But it took me really a short period of time. I think within 2 or 3 months, I was used to it. I was like, oh, actually, this is it. It's easier to clean. It takes like 5 minutes to clean. And it limits you from buying a lot of unnecessary stuff, My couch was also my bed. My living room was my bedroom, kitchen, dining room. It was my everything. It was my exercise room as well. Everything is all in one. And it made sense. I did not need more. And for that first year, I did not host anyone. So I didn't need visitors. And I remember when we would visit each other, our friends in Nagasaki, like other English teachers, and somebody would be like, "Oh yeah, you can crash on that corner of the house and I'll stay in this." I was like, wow, sleep in the same room with this nigga. What? But that's just how it was. And it worked. And there was nothing wrong with it. In South Africa, maybe I would have never even dreamt of that. And now my current apartment there is an extra room, but still not as big as what I left in South Africa. The balcony is non-existent. I can't even sit and stretch my legs outside. Balconies in Japan are basically just used to hang your laundry, really, and to have some pot plants. That's about it. And for someone like me, like South Africans, we like to sit by the stoop outside, front porch, have a little drinky there. In the mornings, have a tea, watch people pass by. No, sir, not in Japan. That doesn't happen here. But now I'm fine. And I wonder if I do ever move back to South Africa, am I going to go back to that lifestyle where I want like a big house or a big apartment? I know one thing for sure. I'll want a house with a backyard because that I miss. Having a backyard where you can sit and have a barbecue, have a braai outside, man. Oh, that is bliss. But here in Japan, no, don't do that. Don't even have people come over to stay over the night. I mean, as Africans, we do it, but I don't have Japanese friends that come and stay over. I think they'll be like very shocked if I said, "Hey, yeah, come, can stay over the night and leave tomorrow." They'll be like, "Eh, what? In your house? Yara. Can't do that. Can never do that." But yeah, that's number 2. Accommodation or apartment size is not a big deal for me anymore. I really have no desire to have a big house. I recently built a house for my mom back home, and when I look at it, I'm like, wow, this house is actually pretty big for one old lady. Okay, shouldn't say that. My mom is not old. Yeah, I mean, my mom, she is going to enjoy her house. And my mom is a very people's person. So she would love to have relatives or friends to come visit and have their own rooms or have their own space. I mean, when I go back home to South Africa, I have my own space and it's pretty nice and decent. But I don't think if I move back to South Africa, I don't think I'll have a big house. I think a 2-bedroom apartment will be fine. 1 carport, 1 bathroom. I don't even need a living room, just kitchen and a backyard. That's it. I wonder how long that will take to readjust again. That's going to be interesting. But I'll cross that bridge when I get there. I don't even think I'll have that bridge because I have nowhere in my future or in my sights about moving back to South Africa. The next country I do move to, though, I'm going to try to make sure it's one that I at least have stupu, front posh, back posh, just anything to be able to sit outside and have a braai, turn the grill on. Can't do that. To have a braai in Japan, I have to book a place at some random park, which is usually very far. And there's a time limit to how long I can have that braai. And then there's so many other restrictions. Can't play music, can't be too loud. I must switch off the fire. Wow. A disaster. But I still love Japan. Still great here. Okay, that is number 2, space. Number 3. What has changed about me? Number 3, arguing with colleagues. People at work. I do not do that. I like to argue. People who know me, they know I banter quite a lot, man. I tell jokes. I like to make fun of people. I am very sarcastic. I never give you a straight answer. I always give you the runaround. It's nice. It's how I communicate. Jest is my way of getting by. It's like, other than PlayStation 5, jest is my therapy as well. And arguing used to be a thing, man. I used to argue with Azui in the office about stupid things, about clouds, about how to press a button, about what football team. Me and Sbonelo, we never agreed on anything. We used to just go back and forth about something because we knew too much, both of us. It is just a thing. It's like having a debate. Yeah. Here in Japan, I do not do that. I do not. Number 1, sarcasm is not a thing here. With Japanese people, nobody gets sarcasm. My closest colleague, the person I sit next to, like in my desk area, I have used so much sarcasm with her, but wow, it is always lost. Always, never. She never gets a single thing. And she can't even tell me, no, my English is bad. No, her English is just fine. But sarcasm in Japan is just not a thing. And the same goes with arguing. Japanese people, in my experience, or at least at my office, they avoid confrontations. And I've become that person too. I avoid confrontations now. I do not. If you tell me the sky is brown, man, cool. I go with the flow. If you tell me this is how you pronounce something, I'm like, sweet. From now on, that's how we pronounce it. And I move on. In a way, I do feel like it is making me lose a little bit of my personality. I've noticed that, yes, my personality is changing. I am becoming a little bit more tame. The fire inside of me is only reserved when I am with non-Japanese people. Then it comes out. But in the office, no. And I've noticed even with non-Japanese people in the office, when they come to me and they want to talk something about the weather or like related to my work, I'm a weatherman, if you didn't know. Anything related to my work, if they tell me, oh, but I saw a cold front hitting the Western Cape and, all of a sudden the weather is like this. I'm like, oh, really? Oh, okay. Let me double check and I'll get back to you. Most of the time, I never get back to them unless they come and we talk about it. But people have given me wrong information about stuff and I'm like, oh, well, if that's how you see the world or that's how it is with you, sweet. Go for it. We avoid confrontations here. We do not argue. And I know at the same time, it leads to people not taking responsibility for stuff that I have noticed. People avoid taking responsibility in my office, which I'm like, fine with me. Let's carry on, No need to throw our toys over silly things. Yeah. Yeah. There are a bunch of incidences where I make a video at work and then I say something like, flooding has been causing a lot of headache for people. And then my colleague would be like, no, I think you should say flooding has caused, like it's finished because people are not having headaches anymore. I'm like, oh, now you know how those people are sweet. You go with the flow, ma'am or sir. That's how I am. In the office, man, I used to like it, but I don't do it because nobody does it to each other. People go back and forth about this and this and this, and then they end up saying, oh, I'll go find out later. Or let me go double check and then I'll get back to you. And with them too, they never do. Or they come back after a while, like, oh, that thing we were talking about, yeah, I forgot now, it's okay. And then they move on. And that has been happening. That has been happening with me too. In a way, I do enjoy it because it's less stress. I leave work without headaches. I've told many people that my work is also like therapy to me. I go to work to feel good. Number one, because I really love my job. My job is great. It's one of the coolest occupations ever. And number three, my colleagues are nice. I know a lot of them are pretending to be nice. It's a lot of them are, and they're pretending not in a bad way. It's just to keep the peace in the family. There is no need for us to fight. There's no need for us to be sour and bitter with each. Imagine being angry at a colleague for 3 weeks, man, or 4 weeks, or however long people get angry for. I know for me, the limit is 3 days. But imagine being angry and then, you need something from them. Now you must swallow that pill and go and go be unangry. And for people like me, I find so much pleasure when somebody is mad at me and then they realize that they are silly and then it eats them in the office. That is not at home, not like with my family. If my family is mad at me, it eats me, it kills me inside a lot. But with people that, I did not come to earth with, or I'm not sharing intimate parts of myself with, if you are mad at me and it's eating you, man, I hope it finishes you. I hope it eats you all night long. And usually it does. And they come back and then I sit there, I'm like, bum, 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 bum. It makes me sound like a villain or something, but I'm not like that. Yeah, I even forgot. That was number 3, right? Number 1 was punctuality time. Number 2 was space. Number 3 is arguing with my colleagues at work. Nah, don't do that. Or confrontations. Yeah, I don't do confrontations at work. I confront people out about silly things outside of work, like my friends, because I know they can take it. And I never mean, there's never a malicious intent about it, especially when it comes to stuff like football or like the best TV series or movies, like silly stuff like that. Yeah, the best artist, etc. Number 4. What is the number 4 thing that has changed about me? I think number 4 is my accent has been changing lately, and I don't like it. It's annoying me. I like saying stuff. I like sounding South African as possible. That used to be quite unique about me when I first got to Japan. People would be like, "Oh my God, what is that? Where are you from? Why do you speak like that?" And at first, I didn't realize I had an accent. Oh wow, I did not realize in South Africa. I mean, and I think many people, when you are in your home country, everybody speaks just like you, so things are fine, right? And then you leave and you hear other people speak. We all know like American accent or British accent and Australian, etc. And you can tell, you like, oh yeah, you've got an Australian accent. And they'll be like, yeah, I do. But for some reason, I feel like when people tell us, oh, you've got the South African accent, you're like, what? No, we don't have an accent in South Africa. But yes, we absolutely do. It is funny. Apparently we say our R's. You see, I'm even saying our R. Like our R's, we say them rough, we say rough. Yeah, these days I say stuff like rough. Oh my, my ancestors, I'm telling you, they're so disappointed. Yeah, my R's, they don't roll off my tongue anymore. Roll, like a boerewors roll. It's a terrible example to use because I don't really like Afrikaans. But yeah, my accent is changing a bit. At NHK, my office, they tend to use, or in Japan in general, they tend to use more American English and they use American accents. I found myself the other day saying, yeah, it's getting harder and harder everywhere across the world. I'm like, I could hear in my head, I could hear my grandfather, Jerry Mufuken, saying, harder and harder? Hey, outlay. Joe, meng, come listen. Your son is saying harder and harder. I could hear my grandfather saying that. Yeah, we don't say hot, we say hot. Hot, it's hot. It's hot, it's cold. The water is brown, that's how we speak. It's just how it is. It is changing a little bit and I don't like it. I don't like it. Yeah. There was a phase when I had, I don't know what accent, no, it's not an accent or like the way British guys speak. Yeah, fam. I'm telling the man them. Yeah. That kind of accent. There was a time when I was kind of speaking like that because there was a guy I was hanging out with a bit who was from the UK and also listening to YouTube channels about Manchester United, like Flex and KG. Yeah. The man them are crazy. Are you mad, man? Yeah. But that ended quite quickly because that one I could hear clearly that this is ridiculous. I don't speak like this. This is not me. Not me at all. Yeah. And my English is also going so bad because I speak Japan English these days. I speak like you want? Now? So like I never say full sentences. Hungry? That's how I speak. If I ask someone, are you hungry? Want to get something to eat? Yeah, I'm like, hungry? Food now. It's silly. It's my Japanese English. It's terrible. Yeah, that's that. My accent. You see, I was saying words like punctuality, liri. It's punctuality. T. We say T. Tea butter, not butter. Butter. We say butter. I want butter on my bread. That's how we speak, and I need to get back to that. Unfortunately, I can't really do it on air when I'm working because it's just work. But I'm going to try my best, I don't want to end up sounding like Tibo Touch, on when he used to be on Metro FM. I remember once there was this guy I met when I was working at the SABC. There was a guy I met, I forgot his name, but I remember his last name was Zulu. And I remember this was the funniest thing because I remember saying to him, Shaka Zulu was so disappointed that somebody who has his last name, surname, speaks the way you do, dog. Because this guy said he was living in the South, in America, the South, somewhere, like, I don't know, Mississippi or Texas, somewhere there. And his accent was bad, like it was so American. So he's South African, mind you. But his accent was so American. And he said to me the reason that his accent was, hey, howdy, partner, was because he was dating a southern, like an American girl from that region. And they had been seeing each other for like 5 or 6 months. And he lived in America for a year. But his accent was already American. And he said, yeah, no, she wouldn't understand anything I said if I spoke like that. I was like, lies, man. Lies. So why would you want to speak like American accent, Southern American accent even? That's so dull, yeah. Yeah, that dude, like he had left for not even 2 years, a year. And then his accent, a year. Did you hear me? A year. He had left for a year. 1 year. Nah. Yeah, man. Yeah, and his accent already changed. I thought, what in the living blue hell is this? Yeah, I don't want to be like that. I want to remain South African, man. As truly South African as I can be. I'm gonna hang on to my accent. Don't want that shit to change. Wanna remain pure. Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna end here with only four things because I can't think of number five. You know what? I need to write these things down when I get these ideas and do the and start doing the podcast. Start doing the podcast. Okay, but let's think quickly. Number five. What has changed about me since moving abroad? About number five. I think maybe it's my way of traveling, and I'm remembering this because I just come back from a trip recently. When I was in South Africa, correct me if I'm wrong, guys. Maybe I was doing traveling wrong in South Africa. But when I lived in South Africa, traveling, especially within the borders, within South Africa, you go to a place, like a nice place. Let's say, for example, you go to Mpumalanga somewhere, you get a nice resort in the middle of the forest. It's all misty and it's rainy, it's beautiful. That's all you do. You get there, you have nice wine, you have a braai, and you enjoy the place. We enjoyed the venue, the accommodation, the spot that we booked. If it has a swimming pool, there's a very small hike around it. That's it. That's all we do, So when I traveled in South Africa, I did that. I liked going to one spot and then just chilling there, having wine, having coffee in the morning, having nice food, and enjoying just how beautiful the boutique or the hotel or the Airbnb, whatever it is, how beautiful that is. And then when I went outside of South Africa, when I went abroad, then I cramped up my travel with sightseeing stuff. Like I would try to do 10 things in one day and usually end up super exhausted. That was how I traveled. Within South Africa, minimal events, sightseeing things, because it felt like home, like I knew everything there. So I just enjoyed the venue. Outside of South Africa, yeah, I want to explore. I want to get my money's worth because usually it's expensive. You go to Thailand and you want to go to Phuket, you want to go to Phi Phi, you want to go to Krabi, Koh Samui, whatever the thing is. You want to do all the temples, Wat Arun, you want to go pray with monks, you want to go jump off a cliff, you want to do the swing, I think that's Bali, the Bali swing. But you want to do as many things as possible. That's how I was. Now in Japan, it's vice versa. It's the other way around. In Japan, I go to a place because I want to experience a lot of things. I want to experience the mountains, the food there, see the shrines, see nice things. And then when I go overseas, I want to go to a place and then just roam around the hotel where I live. And I want to enjoy the hotel. I want to go to a night market here, come back. I want to go to a pub or a bar and come back. I want to go to a jazz bar and come back. That's it. I feel like when ever since I moved abroad, when I travel to other countries, I just want to go there to eat their specialty food and see one thing and then come back. That is it. Trying to do many things is now tiring. I don't know if this one is happening because of age. I'm kind of grown now. I am almost over the hill. I'm over my peak. So in my 20s, it was nicer to go up and down. I remember I traveled with Stan and crew. We went to Bali in 2018. Man, I made those guys go to so many temples in one day. They bailed. They said, no way, not one more temple. We are done. All we want to do is we want to go to one of these beach clubs, sit there, light a cigar, drink whiskey, and chill, and enjoy the sunset. I laughed at them at that time. I was like, what? You wasted all this money to go now? Now that's me. Now that's me. In Japan, yeah, I want to go to places. But when I leave Japan, I just want to chill. I want to go to one spot and come back. I want to go to one night market and come back. In fact, I want to go to that night market, stay there until I'm pissed drunk, and then I'll think of coming back. This thing of being up and down like a young grasshopper does not work for me. Shoo, it is tiring. Period. Yeah, those are the 5 things that have changed about me ever since I moved abroad. What about you? For those that live abroad, what do you think has changed about you since you have moved? And have those things changed because you are growing older, or it is influenced by that country. I mean, I feel like definitely influenced by the country or the environment that you are in. And yeah, and it's kind of nice, It's nice to go through these changes. In a way, I did say, wow, I can't believe I haven't learned things about, but I feel like this is in a way learning something. These things I'm not learning. I am going through them. They are changes. It's not things that I didn't know about myself that are like, oh wow, I didn't know I actually like staying at home more. No, it's not things that I'm learning actually. These are just changes that are happening with me. 5 changes that I have experienced from moving abroad. And I do think that if I'd lived in South Africa, I don't think I would have changed. My accent would have stayed the same. My punctuality, like I'll be there now would have stayed the same. I would have said, hey, let's meet at 2 and next thing it's 2:45 only then. And also, yeah, why do I speak 2:45, 2:45? That's how I used to speak back home. 2:30, not 2:30. 2:30, man. 2:15. It's 21 past. 25 to. Oh, I'll give you a bonus. Number 6. Number 6 thing that has changed about me is I no longer watch sport as much as I used to do. In South Africa, I used to watch all kinds of sport. I watched from tennis to rugby, to cricket, football. Obviously, football, soccer was number 1, top of the list. Now I only watch football these days, I think. I mean, I do try to watch cricket and tennis, but now they annoy me. Formula 1 annoys the living shit out of me now. And I've noticed it is coming because of the lack of representation these days. And it is happening with football as well. I'm starting to be less and less interested in European football. I know it's European, so it will be full of Europeans. But how is it that there's only one person of color managing a club in England? Come on. How many black footballers have there been? But there's like, those things, they rile me. They rile me up. One of the reasons I keep up with PSL so much and AFCON when I do is because, I get to see people that look like me. I get to see black people playing football. The other day, I think I saw an Indian playing football and I found that to be funny. No offense against Indians, but I mean, Indians and football. IPA, yes, IPL. Not, you see, now I'm thinking of alcoholism, IPA. IPL, and the Premier League, the Cricket Premier League, Indian Premier League. That, but not soccer, not football. It's the same as, have you ever seen a buff Indian? No, be honest. Have you seen an Indian with... I'm not talking about Bollywood movies. But yeah, okay, enough. Sorry, Indians. I do not mean to go off at you. You guys are catching strays out of nowhere. And I want to go to India. So when I come to visit there, it will be nice to hang out with you guys, right? We love Indian food here, man. Indian, Nepalese food. It's great. So yeah, that's a bonus thing that has changed about me. And the reason it has changed, this is specifically because of time zones. Yeah, football plays in really tough times. I do stay up for it, but I don't have the neck and the energy to stay up for other sports like tennis or rugby or cricket or Formula 1, polo. No, I do not have the stomach for that. If it's not playing in reasonable times, I stop. And I have stopped following. I remember talking to my friend Len and we were talking about tennis. In my head, world number 1 was still Djokovic, and I was thinking of Roger Federer, and he's talking about Alcaraz, who is it? Yeah, and Senna and those guys. I'm like, who the hell? I mean, I know Coco Gauff because she kicks ass, but I was like, who are these people you're talking about, bro? Yeah, because I've stopped following. I try to keep up with Formula 1 because Formula 1 is kind of nice, and I just check the highlights, but new drivers now. I am lost. New drivers, new teams. I'm like, what? I didn't even know now there's an extra team in Formula 1. Yeah, that's something that has changed about. Oh, those are all the 5-6 things. There are probably plenty more, but yeah, I just picked the top 5 that I could remember top of my head. What else? What do you think has changed about you? Have you become a more reserved person? Do you like people? Do you not like people? Those things will never change for me. I do not like hanging out with people, but people like hanging out with me, so then I pretend, and it's all cool. That's it. That's me. Yeah. Okay. Come to the end of the show. I will try to make more videos, man. I can't believe I took so long before I got to this one. For all those new people, once again, my name is Tietzi. And if you've watched up until this part, well, you get to hear my name again, which is something I love saying a lot. I'm Tietzi Monare. Please like and subscribe and share with your friends, your neighbors, your concubines, whoever. You can share with your dog too, because I know these dogs have accounts now. Otherwise, be safe. And we are about to enter into a really hot summer. We are going to burn. Wherever you are in the world, enjoy the weather and have a good time.